Jeff. I'm here to introduce our venerable speaker for today's meeting. Luis is going to be performing Competent Communicator Speech number 6, which is specifically centered around vocal variety. The objectives of Competent Communicator Speech number 6, vocal variety, are to use voice volume, pitch, rate, and quality to reflect and add meaning and interest to your message. Use pauses to enhance your message. Use vocal variety smoothly and naturally. So those are the objectives of Luis's speech today. Timer, this is a 5 to 7 minute speech. And Luis's topic today is something that is near and dear to our own hearts, money. So this is I would, in terms of venerate, I definitely venerate money. This title is On Minimum Wages, Impacts on Workers, Small Business, and Immigration. Luis?
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I'll do my best to venerate the, project number 6, because I prepared for number 7, and I kind of got goofed up on my planning. But number 7 is to research your topic, so I'll still be using some, fancy words to meet the objectives of speech number 6. Who wouldn't want to have a 50% salary increase on the room, right? So as we heard, or you heard the news lately, the legislators in California are proposing to pass a bill to increase the minimum wage from $10 to $15 an hour. If this bill is to pass, then that will mean that it will make California the highest state with the, across the state minimum wage in the United States. Income inequality has become a major topic lately, especially with President Obama pushing an increase on minimum wage and Bernie Sanders pushing for it to be $15 an hour as a standard. Some of the cities across the United States have already started doing it. Seattle was the first city in 2015 and 14 that established the minimum wage to be $15 an hour. Then LA and San Francisco jumped on the train and did the same. Early in February of this year, New York established a $15 minimum wage for the fast food workers, and other areas in the country had already started to talk about it, like Washington, D.C., and employees at the University of California in San Diego. Currently in California, going back to the topic in California, currently there's about 4 million people in the state that earn from $10 to a $15 minimum wage. So what does this statewide salary increase means for the economy? Some people is on board and some people is against it. Well, some leading economists are saying that this spike of this magnitude will have an impact on those least skilled workers. And unemployment will increase by 5 to 10%, and especially, employers will have to deal with higher labor costs. In job markets for young employers and unskilled employees, in job markets where young employees and unskilled are already having a hard time finding a job, this new proposal will have a big impact on them. Cities like Washington, D.C., where, like Washington, D.C., where unemployment rate is about 15% for those employees with an education of high school level or less, this will have also a great impact. There will be, unemployment rates will increase, there will be drops in formal labor force activity, and some growth on undocumented work among immigrants. Having said that, Mexico in the last year, they increased the minimum wage going from 70 pesos to 73 pesos to this year, which in dollars is, based on yesterday's exchange rate, is going from $4 to $4.12, and that's just for an 8-hour shift, making it 50 cents per hour minimum wage. And the way it's calculated based on your type of labor work that you do, then you get that minimum wage multiplied by a factor, and that's how you figure out what your salary will be. So for a plumber, an 8-hour shift, his salary at the end of the day will be of $6, and for a CDL driver will be $6.25. The one on top of the list is if you're a news reporter, then you will be making $12.58 for 8-hour shift. So having said that, that explains a lot that increase on minimum wages in the United States, that is an incentive for immigrants to, or for Mexicans to immigrate to the United States. To conclude, a salary of this magnitude has not happened in the past. So previous studies, and the results from these are uncertain if they're going to be holding true in the long run. Another aspect is that it might take time for employers to adjust to having higher labor costs, but they will get there because the incentive is there. The cost of higher labor, it's an incentive for them to optimize. And for example, fast food worker might be replaced by a machine, or hotels, they might think twice on having to clean up right away. These days they already do it on using the concept of conservation, or water conservation, where they say that if you want to conserve water, to hang your towels back on the rack, and if not, if you want them clean, then drop them on the floor. So this might be an effect of a higher salary increase. Therefore, a salary increase will benefit a lot of people, but it seems that it might harm more than do it good. So what needs to be done is to work with employers to establish some sort of apprenticeship to let employees learn what they earn, or also create better pathways from high school and community college into better high paying jobs. So there will be more on this topic. As I say, I have to leave a lot out. So next time that I will be up here, I'll be talking about the impacts and more statistics on this bill that is being proposed to be passed in California. With that, I return it back to our Toastmaster.
Thank you, Luis.